Sarah with Ice Cream for Buttercream, and today we're going to be talking about rosettes. And I've got two different styles to show you, and I'm going to show you rosettes my way. And it's just a little bit different than your usual rosette. I just like to give mine a little bit of height to them, and it's really easy, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So we've got two different styles. You've got your rosette that looks like a rose with the rose petals, so you can see it here, and you can see it here. It just has a little bit of more of a rose look to it. And you have your average rosette. You can see those here and here. And I like mine to have a little bit of height to them, but I'm going to show you two ways to do them. So the tip that I'm using is a Wilton 1M tip. You can see it here. And it's an open, large star tip. And that's my favorite to use, but you can also use the Wilton 2D, I believe. Yes, the 2D, and that's more of a closed. You'll get more of a ruffly look from what I've found. But you can use either tips. My favorite is just the Wilton 1M tip. So let's get going. Okay, so we're going to start with the rosette first. And I told you that I like to do mine a little bit differently. So the rosette is when you're going to start on the outside and then swirl in. Of course, the rose, which we'll get to in a minute, is where you start on the inside and go out. So the normal rosette is where you would start on the outside. So let's just say we'll just do a normal rosette. And what you want to do also is, instead of just starting out here and then going like this, you'll have this little tail here. You want to kind of start inside and work your way out like this. That way you don't have the little tails. I'll show you how the normal rosette looks. So you would start on the inside, you would swirl around, you come up in the middle. But I like to add a little bit of height to it, and plus I like a lot of buttercream on the cupcakes. So I'll show you what I like to do. I just like to make a little dollop in the middle, just enough to get it. It doesn't have to be pretty. You can swirl it if you want to. You can just squeeze it out like I did. And then what I do is I start kind of on the inside, push it out, go all the way around it, and then come up in the middle. Do you see how much more substantial this one is? It gives it a little bit more height. And of course you can keep going on you know, the normal one where you squeeze it and keep on going up, but it just is a little bit easier. It makes it to where it's not hollow on the inside. So we'll do it again. So I just squeeze a little bit in the middle, and then start from the inside and then work your way closer to the inside, and then just squeeze it up. But that just gives it a little bit more height. It kind of looks like one of those soft serve ice cream cones, which I also love. So let's try it on a cupcake. So I'm going to grab one real quick, and remember, you're just going to squeeze a little bit, and then I'm going to start sort of on the inside but not all the way in, and then we're just going to squeeze around the outside, come in, and there we go. And you can kind of tap those parts down if you need to. But let me show you. Let's see. Gives it a little bit of height, makes it look a little bit more professional. Now we'll talk about the rosette, which is different than the average rosette. So this will give it the look of rose petals, and it's just the absolute opposite of the average rosette. So instead of starting on the outside like we did with the other rosette and swirling in, we're going to start on the inside and swirl out. And so your normal rose would be just like this. And I have a little air bubble. But you can see that's the normal rosette. It just looks like a rose, but it's a little bit flat. So the way I like to do it is just like I did with the other rosette, is I like to build it up a little bit. So I just squirt a little bit in the middle, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle. We're doing it the opposite way of the normal rosette. So start in the middle, and I just push it down. And then I'll just squeeze. And then if you have a little tail like this, you can always just use a little brush or your finger and then just kind of tap it down. But do you see the difference in these? This one looks so much more substantial than this flat one. Gives it a little bit of height. And so I'll do it one more time, and then we'll try it on a cupcake. So just squeeze a little bit, start on the inside, your way around, and then gives you a nice, good sized rose. Lots of buttercream on that cupcake. So let's try it on a cupcake. So, this little thing, we'll try it on another one. Okay. Adding a little bit of height to it. And then we're going to start in the middle. And then just go around. And then finish off. There you go. It just adds a little bit of extra height to it. Let's try another one. Try this one. A little bit of height. And start in the middle. I've got a little bit of air bubbles going on in my icing. And then just kind of finish it off. That just sort of gives it a little bit of height. And it still looks great. And it's not as flat as this little rose here. So, there you have it. So let me know how it works for you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.